day 5 to 100K a month as a fitness coach. This morning it actually felt fathomable. Not this month necessarily, the timeline, but wanted to give up on this goal, but I was just like, oh, I'll just keep it going, like whatever, and just be detached from it. I feel like having a goal and being detached from it is the best way to succeed. So yeah, guys, I'm like, what should I post? What should I post? I'm just kind of going to post everything. And I'm not focused on views. I'm focused more so on impact. So the fact that it's not super stimulating content, I think can be a good thing. And my strategy is pretty much no strategy and just berating, right? So one thing that I realized today, guys, is I haven't been doing my messages for DMs and setting appointments. And it sounds super obvious, like, duh, that's what you should be doing. But I've been focusing more energy on UGC, TikTok Shop, and lives and stuff like that because I get paid commission and some base salary for that. So that's like the right now money, but get that done as fast as possible. Spend time on the phone with like friends or family. Make sure I do that every day because if I don't, my mental health just gets terrible. So make sure I prioritize that. It seems like early in my day, spending time with people is huge because that can set the tone for the whole day for me, to where it's like I feel filled with love, and like human interaction really is what gives me a lot of energy and motivation. So making sure I prioritize that first. And guys, as I say this, like certain things change for me. Like this is just documenting a journey. Certain things I say I believe or like have full conviction in, they change over time, right? So there's that, spending time with God. And it feels like even when I'm sinning, I still feel the presence of God with me, right? Like I feel that Holy Spirit with me. And there are times like if I try to disregard it or push it away, like I'm so frustrated or like not trusting God, it's crazy. It'll feel like my back will start to hurt. Like I'll break out, like all sorts of crazy stuff. So God has a cool way of bringing me back. If you haven't had that experience before or something close to it, that might sound crazy to you. You're like, that sounds terrible, but it's actually a super great thing because life is much better with God, much better with Jesus. So the biggest thing I'll struggle with, y'all, is like the sin is with girls, right? So pretty much everything else I do pretty well with relative to humans, not up to God's standard, of course, of perfection, because even a thought is a sin of like violence or hate. But, I'm trying to take the Sabbath off and really do it how it's supposed to be done. The Bible, it says the night of Friday, and then it ends the night of Saturday. So trying to do it that way. Now that I have the ability to make my own schedule to do that, I kind of worked a little bit into the night last time. But yeah, trying to do things the way God wants. And even though I'm not perfect with like stuff with girls right now and lust, to try to work on that area, but also work on all the other areas. Like just not say just completely give up because I'm struggling there. Focus on human interaction. It sounds like a sociopath saying that, but family, friends, spending time with them, because that is really what gives me that motivation and fuel, and continue to have a generous heart. Like whenever I like had these, which I do still have free clients, and they didn't show up to the group call, it really hurt. And I was like, man, you know what I mean? It made me not want to give anymore. And then there's just been such a strong pull in my heart to give, whether it's in that way or other ways, right? But I feel like I even want to give through my content, right? So just give as much as I possibly can, and that's how my cup fills up. Because even though, of course, I do the work, it's inspired action, right? So God really is my provider for everything: knowledge, wisdom, finances, all of that. So trusting his timing for absolutely everything and believing in his plan is for my best good. Like there was one TikTok I saw the other day, and this guy was talking about, I asked my dad for a phone, and he's like, I won't go outside, like I won't cause any problems. And he's like, that's why you're not getting a phone. And then the comment said, that's like God when we ask him for things that we want, but he gives us what we need and what's best for us. So of course there's going to be things along the way, these possessions, great trips, and lots of enjoyment in my life. I do believe that, but God is going to give me, most importantly, what I need, what I want. And I mean, he can bless me abundantly with like a lottery win or just like blow my business up overnight, right? But there are certain character traits that are built through work and through suffering. So I remember when I started serving tables, it's literally serving, right? And I made most of my money in so much less time, like per hour. What I was getting paid for coaching was so much more. But like that side income was great for saving from serving tables, even though it took so much more of my time. It really humbled me and it built a lot of character in me. And same with the roofing, guys, like the crazy hours I was putting myself through, which I don't think I was supposed to do that forever. It was great for a season to do that. And the structure that I had, being able to follow that and humbling myself and listening to somebody else and direction from somebody else. And I have to humble myself and take direction from God. But yeah, guys, I want to give you guys some value on fitness today. And it's good. See, this is what I mean, y'all. Like, literally raw content. This is what I like. And I don't want to make content where it's like, what are people going to like? I'm just going to make something that's super authentic. And if you identify with it, then you do. And if you don't, that's fine. Because I used to be so attached to followers and what would bring in the most amount of followers. But what happened with that is I didn't like the followers that were brought in. They were there just for my looks, and I would get lots of weird DMs. A lot of weird DMs, and it didn't really attract many clients either. And I don't even know if this is going to attract clients. It may or may not, but this doesn't feel like work. This feels great. So, to find your calories, guys, I'm actually surprised. I don't mean this in like I'm putting you guys down. Also, this is the Haas tank right now, guys. I actually do love these tanks. So if you do see my ads, guys, I'm really not lying about these Haas tanks. I really do love them. I really stopped wearing tank tops for a while because they would be see-through and they would stretch. And these Haas tanks are great. And then other tank tops are like super tight and they look weird. Quick sales pitch mid-video on a tank top. But yeah, guys, so especially older people, right? They don't know. Even my dad, he's in amazing shape, and he just eats very healthy and stuff like that. But even he doesn't like fully believe in the calorie thing, which to some degree he's right on certain things. But yeah, it really does come down to calories, guys, for your weight. And I think everybody should go through a season of tracking calories. You don't have to for forever. If you want the best results, of course, track every single thing that you're doing. But if you just like for me, I don't really even want to put on any more muscle. I like the amount of muscle I have. I don't want to get too much bigger. In some days and ways, I actually want to slim down a little bit. Just because the type of look that I want is the look that has the most amount of appeal to women. You know what I mean? So actually a little bit less muscle. And I feel like most of us have to be honest with that. That's the kind of look that we want, is what's most appealing to women or the whatever you're attracted to, right? So yeah, that's really my goal, and something that I feel good in, that I love the look. So even now, I'm like, I want a smaller chest, where before I was obsessed with that because I was obsessed with bodybuilding and stuff like that. But I hate that bodybuilder look now. Okay, now to calories, guys. Calories is really going to dictate whether you're gaining or losing weight. Body composition, to a degree, you're not going to get the best results possible, guys, if you're not hitting a sufficient amount of protein, which is based off of your lean body mass and not your body weight. But for a lot of people, that can be super complicated. So don't focus on the lean body mass right now. It's about 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. But kind of a vaguer number would be 0.8 grams per pound of your lean body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, that'd be 160 grams of protein to maximize your body weight. Because it's hard to really get down to what your lean body mass is unless you are advanced in bodybuilding or in fitness, guys. So if you are able to find your lean body mass, do 1 gram per pound of your lean body mass. Because you don't, let's say you're 200 pounds lean, you need more protein versus if you're 200 pounds and not lean. Because if you're 200 pounds lean, you have more lean body mass. Muscle is going to require more protein versus if you have less muscle at that same body weight. So for me, what you guys want to do to find your calories, if you want to maintain your weight, and guys, you can eat at maintenance and gain muscle and lose fat as long as you're getting a sufficient amount of protein and you are training with high intensity, right? Like my workout program, really for everybody. I don't make many changes to the program. My coaching, I don't do much coaching time-wise because I honestly give such an efficient program that I feel like group calls really don't make a difference. Like, am I opposed to doing group calls or even one-on-one calls? No, but I feel like it actually, what I've noticed when I coach people and do one-on-one calls is it holds them back even more because they ask questions that they already know the answer to or they're able to find super easily. And as a coach, my job isn't to do everything for you. It's literally to coach you. Like, either to ask you a question or to give you the structure to where you're able to do everything yourself. So some people, when I noticed it was a one-to-one call or a group call, they would start to have the mindset or form, I don't know everything, and I feel like I need to ask questions that I actually don't need to. So the more blindly you follow everything and just follow the program, follow the macros and all that sort of stuff, the better your results are. Of course, if you want to know, you can ask me why everything works, but really you don't need to do that. So you can also lose fat and gain muscle at the same time, even if you're advanced. Fat and muscle are two separate cells, right? They're two separate structures. So you don't need to gain fat to gain muscle. But here is a TDEE calculator, guys. This is how you're gonna find your calories and protein. It's literally for free. I'm showing you guys how to do this for free. And if you wanna work with me, it's because you want to, right? You're able to do this stuff by yourself. So for me, it's gonna ask your age, height, weight, body fat percentage, which you can pull up pictures of body fat percentage to get an estimate, right? Body fat percentage chart. Because even if you get a scientific test done, it's not 100% accurate. There's no 100% accurate body fat percentage test. So something like this, right? And even this is gonna change off of your height, your weight, how much muscle you have, your structure, where you're storing fat. So there could be, your abs could be completely different amounts of visibility at 15% body fat for so many different factors, right? So this is just gonna give you a rough estimate. So for me, 25 years old, what was I this morning? Like 177. I weighed at 178, but I already had liquids at that point. 5'10", moderate exercise, 3 to 5 days a week, because I do 3 full body workouts a week. Some of my clients, they do different stuff, guys. I really recommend 3 full body workouts a week or an upper lower split. And then body fat percentage, I'll put 13. So right around 2,900 calories per day is my maintenance. 3,500 calories is a pound, guys. So if you want to lose a pound a week, and you might very well lose more weight the first week, and then you might lose 3 pounds the first week and then not lose any weight for the next 2 weeks, because weight fluctuates, guys. So on average, a pound a week. So 3 pounds in the first week and then it plateaus for 3 weeks. That's losing a pound a week. And as far as it goes with fitness, phone storage got full, but as I was saying, not everybody succeeds. But it's not because of this, right? If you're able to follow this structure, you'll fucking succeed, 100% chance, right? Even if you're not perfect, like I'm not perfect on my shit. But the thing is, I want you guys to learn how to do it. It's a 6-month program, what I'm doing. Of course, there can be some variance depending on who you are. But for me, if I want to lose a pound a week, I would eat around 2,400 calories. And for me, I'm like 170 something, 175, 180 between there. I'd have around 155 grams of protein, right? And I don't track. I just limit my calories and try to hit a specific protein goal. And I'm not doing everything optimally. If I wanted to gain as much muscle as possible while losing fat, I would track every single thing, but that's not my goal. I actually got to the point of putting in so many years to where I'm like, I actually don't want to put on any more muscle. I'd actually be fine losing a little bit and losing extra fat, being around 10% body fat at around 170, 175. So really depends on what your goal is. 99% of you people are not in this position. I have good genetics, but I've also been doing near optimal training for years now. So that's why I am in that position. And really my goal is to be the most attractive as possible physically to females. So that's the goal physique that I have. And I think that's kind of what every guy wants deep down. And to do so, in a way, you're only working out 3 days a week. Some people are like, I just love working out. I don't believe that shit. I like working out because I honestly don't even like working out anymore. I used to, but because my goal is literally to lose a tiny bit of muscle and fat. If it was to gain muscle, then I would love it because it's like momentum moving forward. But yeah, guys, like I don't love working out right now. There's times I'll probably enjoy it again. Like when I'm in Bali all tan and I just like looking beautiful, I'll probably love it more then. But yeah, like my goal is literally to, what was I gonna say? Yeah, you'll love working out whenever you're doing something as efficient as possible. Like the reason why I'm fine doing bicep curls and stuff like that is because do I like lifting heavy weight and putting my body through the strain and go, like, bro, when I did that for construction, I was like, I'd literally rather do almost anything else on the planet because I know it's not building any muscle. The reason I like working out is because I know what works. Doing it is going to provide results. Like I know for a fact it does it. Like if I do X, Y, Z, it leads to this. Like if you could send 20 messages a day for 10 minutes and you knew you're gonna make 100 grand a year from doing that, and it would literally take 10 minutes a day, how much would you love sending those messages? Like your body would literally start tingling doing it. And then what if, oh yeah, any message I send after that, you don't make any money. Oh, I just love sending messages. No, you don't. You love doing something that gets a result. So literally my programs is all about getting results in the most efficient way possible. And even if you go to the gym 1 to 2 days a week with the principles that I have of like high intensity training and just restricting your macros, even if you don't hit your protein goal, you're gonna get a great physique. Like I'm about doing things in the best way possible and just leaving some room for you to fuck up and still succeed, because that's just life. Like that's people, bro. Like we're not gonna be perfect on the plan. And if you are, you aren't for the rest of your life. Even pro bodybuilders aren't, bro. They have an off season and stuff like that. So it's really about sustainability. I recommend locking in on everything in the program, like trying not to miss a single calorie or workout or even rest time second for the first like 3 months, because then it's gonna be like ingrained in your subconscious mind and nervous system to where you can do it forever. But yeah, guys, this should be super helpful on how to do that. TDEE calculator, it's literally free. And yeah, your carb and fat makeup doesn't really matter that much. Don't even focus on that because it's so insignificant. Like carbs are, obviously you're gonna be eating carbs just kind of naturally, and those are gonna help fuel your workouts. Like if you're one of those people that thinks carbs are bad, they're really not, bro. So I was just gonna say, just get over it. That's harsh though. Yeah, but that's kind of it for the video today. Don't even focus on your carb or fat range. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. They both do great things. Like fats are great for brain function, skin, different things like that. And then carbs, I mean, that's your main energy source, so it helps with your workouts. But unless you're in a super steep calorie deficit, you don't really need to focus on, oh, I need to get more carbs in. Like it's just gonna happen naturally. So yep, if you have any questions, DM me. If you want coaching, DM me on Instagram. We can have a conversation about it. Let's go. Let's get better today. On the way to 100K a month as a fitness coach, man. You know what I'm talking about.